Hey, what's up, guys? Today's live stream is just what it sounds like. Um, I'm preparing for the live stream that I'm going to be doing next week. Here, let me set my camera a little higher so you're on the same level with me. I'm preparing for the video, the live stream that I'm going to do next Friday, in which I'm going to learn German. And I don't know any German as of yet. I'm going to be learning from scratch, starting on my live stream next Friday. Hey, Ryu, greetings. Thanks for joining from Germany. You're going to be very useful, I'm sure. I don't know any German. I mean, aside from just the basic everyday words that everyone knows, Guten Tag and some things like that. So I'm going to be starting next Friday. And like I said, I'm starting from scratch. And I'm going to be live streaming all day long. This is going to be a 12-hour live stream if everything goes as planned. Because my reason for doing this is that I'm really interested to see how much of a language I'm able to learn in one day. And they have challenges out there, like I think, is it called the Add One Challenge or something like that? In which you have like 1 to 3 days to learn a given language that's assigned to you, and you have to see how much you can learn in that period of time. Hi, Andy. Thanks for joining. So that was part of the inspiration for me to do this. I just want to see how much I can do, and I'm setting aside a whole day so that I don't have other distractions. I don't have any other commitments. And I'm going to be experimenting and seeing how much of a language I can learn in one day. So I need you guys' help. Christian, hello. Thanks for joining. I'm not doing Russian this time. I'm learning German, maybe sometime in the future. So I'm asking you guys for your help. And I'm going to want to be using the best resources. I'm going to be wanting to listen to music. And like I said, I have no experience learning German. I think I've tried to doing the Duolingo German course once, like 3 years ago. So that's what you guys are here for. Andy says, I'm curious what materials and methods you want to use. That's why I'm doing live stream today. This is my pre-live stream in which I'm going to try to optimize my learning for next week. So for those of you who do have experience learning German, I'm very interested in hearing what resources work for you. I'm very interested in hearing what bands and what music you like to listen to in German. If you have certain short stories that you've read that are for very basic beginners, if you know of any YouTube videos or TV shows for people that are learning German. Andy recommends using language transfer. It's free and will teach you to speak the quickest. All right, I'm gonna do a Google Docs here, and here, what was it called? Language transfer. Language transfer. Okay, I'm making a Google Doc here. I'm gonna write down all your suggestions, and I am gonna be listening to it. Haven't listened to any German music yet. That's okay. I do already have, I've purchased 2 resources. One is Pimsleur Go, and if you've been watching this channel for a while, you know what a big fan I am of Pimsleur. I just love this method. This is probably what I'm going to start with. I love listening to Pimsleur because, especially before you start reading, because Pimsleur is pure audio. There's no reading, there's no writing, just audio. Now, eventually, you're going to want to learn to read and write later. But it's really nice to learn pronunciation before you have all those pesky, tricky letters to get in the way, confusing you and making you think that something's supposed to be pronounced the way that it's not actually pronounced. So I have that. This is probably what I'm going to start off with. I'll maybe do this for an hour or something, so which is significant. You know, that's 1/12 of the time that I'm going to be live streaming next week. And I also have Benny Lewis's Language Hacking German, which I have his book. So this is actually the third one in this series that I have. So I have Language Hacking French and Language Hacking Spanish. And they both seem to be very good for beginners. He always recommends start talking from day one, which is perfect because I'm going to be on day one next Friday. So that's two resources. Andy recommended language transfer. That'll give me a few hours. I'll probably be doing Duolingo. I'll probably be doing Memrise. I'm going to be watching Extra German on YouTube. I don't know if that's how you call it. They have Extra in French, Extra in Spanish, Extra in English. I've watched all three of those in the past. They also have Extra in German, which I know for sure they at least have a few episodes of that on YouTube. So I'll probably be watching that. So why am I doing this? I have to confess, I don't actually have any intent of all the way through and learn. This is going to be a one-day thing. Maybe in the future I will go back and start doing this again. Hello, Christian, German Pod 101. Thanks for that. I'm going to add that to my spreadsheet here. German Pod 101. So why am I doing this? It's not because I necessarily am really interested in learning German right now at this time in my life. It's because, sorry, I got a smudge in my laptop that I have to clean off right now, right in the middle of my live stream in front of all of you. It's not because I'm really interested in learning German right now. It's because I'm really interested to see my capabilities in language learning over the course of one day, especially one really intensive day of just pure language learning that's just dedicated to one language. Now, it has to be said, this is not necessarily the best way to go about learning languages. Okay, I say quite often that it's better to stay consistent and learn a whole bunch every day for 10 minutes a day over a long period of time, rather than trying to cram it all into one day like I'm going to be doing next week. But that's okay. I'm okay with that because if I don't actually end up learning German, it won't bother me. That's not the goal. The goal is to kind of challenge myself, push myself a little bit, and see what I'm capable of in one day. Actually, one of the things that really inspired this idea of live streaming while I learn languages is there's a YouTuber named Mr. Beast. And he's kind of like a PewDiePie type guy. He's just weird, kind of ridiculous, kind of obnoxious, and he just does stupid stuff on YouTube. But people love it. People watch it. And one of the things that he did on YouTube, he has a YouTube video of him counting to 100,000. And that was the video. He started at 1, and he did a video counting until he got to 100,000. Okay, it was like a 40-hour long video or something like that. It was insane, and it was stupid. And you can actually go look up Mr. Beast, and you can go look through his whole video, and you'll see he's counting the whole time. It's just stupid, okay? And I mean, you can click speed up to, go to different parts in the video, and he's always counting. And then as he gets later on in the video, it's more like 1,397, 100, 30,972, 30,973, 30,974, 30,975, 30,976. But he makes it through the whole way. And I don't know, for whatever reason, that just sparked this idea in my mind to spend a day live streaming myself learning German. And I don't expect anyone to actually watch the entire video, the entire 12 hours. If you do, great. Especially if you speak German and if you want to sit around and help me the whole time. That'll be awesome. But I don't expect anyone to actually do that. I do expect this to be kind of a good resource for people who want to learn German and who are also just very brand new beginners or who have no experience learning languages before. They'll be able to come and see how I start learning language. They'll be able to see all the resources out there for learning German. So if you are learning German or if you want to start learning German in the future, this video will probably be a great way to just start off and immerse yourself into learning German. See all the resources out there because I'm going to be going through a variety of them, as well as just if you don't have experience learning languages before, you might not know all the best practices, the best processes for starting. So you just watch how I do it, watch from scratch. And German has really good literature. I wouldn't know because I don't read any of it, but maybe next week I'll find out. Hamza says, Mein Kampf. Oh my goodness. Okay, yeah, that's one. Hamza says, what about Arabic? I'm not going to be learning Arabic anytime soon. Just too many languages that I would like to learn. I won't actually be learning German really well either. I'm going to be spending one day doing it. Yeah, so I mean, that's the gist of what I'm going to be doing next Friday. Again, if you have any resources for me, if you have any YouTube videos that I should be watching, if you have any books that I can order on Amazon Prime really quick before, before that will arrive before next Friday. Music, that's one of the big things that I'm going to be looking for because music is a big way. It's a big part of how I learn languages. And that's going to be a really big help. Or bands or songs in particular. Okay, Hamza said Arabic is special but too hard. 12 million words. Okay, Wizo is super good German band. All right, I'm going to put that down in my little Google Doc here. W-I-Z-O. I feel like I need to look this up now. Actually, no, I'm waiting till next week. I'm saving all of your suggestions, and I am going to go through them next. Wizo. Okay, you should write down some phrases that you want to know by the end. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I suppose I should set myself some goals. What do I want to be able to do by the end of the 12 hours? And that's a hard goal to set because I really don't know what level I'll be at. I certainly won't be at an A1 level. Yeah, what do I want to be able to do? Well, I want to be able to. Here's the thing. I'm hoping that while I'm watching this, or while I'm recording this video next week, I'm going to have German speakers, whether native speakers or non-native speakers, watching as I go through it and helping me a little bit. Obviously, I don't expect anyone to stay the whole time, but if German speakers want to jump in for 10 minutes or an hour, help me through for whatever part of the learning process I'm working through at that moment. By the end of the video, I would like to be able to hold some rudimentary conversations in German. And they'll probably have to be kind of scripted. Hello, how are you? Very good. How is the weather today? oh, today it is raining, something like that. Basically, just the things that Pimsleur is gonna help me through during the first, I don't know, the first 2 lessons. I probably won't do more than 2 lessons because that's already an hour, and that's eating up 1/12 of the day of the video. So I would like to be able to communicate in some way. Maybe just to the point where all of you who've actually spent time learning languages probably know this, where you go to the foreign country where they speak your language and you meet a new person, you say, hello, how are you? You introduce yourself, then you can say what your hobbies are, and then your conversation is kind of done because you've ran out of language that you know how to say. That's kind of what I would expect to reach by the end of this video. Okay. Book 2 is also good for the basics. Okay, book 2. Book 2. Okay, sorry, I'm reading through some of these other comments again. You should write down. Yeah, so goals. I'm just being realistic. I know I'm not gonna have a really high level in German after the end of 12 hours. I'm okay with it. As far as grammar, do I really want to spend my 12 hours diving into all of the different articles and all of the different genders and stuff, verb conjugations and things? I don't even really know what kind of grammar exists in German. Yeah, I'm not going to be probably focusing a lot on grammar. I would rather make mistakes with the grammar and learn more vocabulary. Okay, so I guess the main things I'm going to be focusing on are 1, vocabulary, 2, pronunciation, at least to the point where my words can be understood. I know I'm going to have an accent, a strong accent. It's the first day. So vocabulary, 2, pronunciation, 3, ease of, what would you say? Just being comfortable speaking. Okay. Not ease of speaking. I want to be able to feel comfortable talking to someone, being comfortable with my mistakes. Okay, being comfortable with my very basic knowledge of German language. And if any of you guys are interested in doing a short Skype or something, or a short Google Hangout, then I could Skype you in on my iPad and do a very short, probably scripted conversation in German. So I guess I'll probably be throwing that offer out during the day, depending, it'll just depend on how my learning is going and what point I feel comfortable at trying a basic conversation. So if anyone's watching at that time, I can add you in Google Hangouts, add you on Skype or something. Boucho says, hi there, that's going to be interesting. Yes, I agree. I'm very interested to see what happens. So that'll be cool. It gave me some practice actually speaking to real people throughout the day. And that should give me some practice just having conversation, which conversation practice is just as important as drilling and doing all the exercises and grammar lessons and stuff. Hamza says, which are the languages that you know? So far, French, Spanish, English, and Esperanto. And so I'm open to all suggestions. Again, for those who are just joining now, hold on, I'm trying to see these comments here. I don't know why one of these comments got blocked. I'm not sure why it does that. For those of you who are just joining now, I am open to all suggestions, all resources. I have no experience learning German. I know nothing. And that's why I'm doing this video today. I'm looking for advice, looking for what resources have worked best for you. I'm talking about what bands you listen to in German, what songs, what books I could be reading, what YouTube videos. Yes, I do have an Instagram account. It's fingfam.languages, like my YouTube channel. Speaking of Instagram, that could be interesting. Maybe I'll look up some German Instagram users. I'm going to put that down in my spreadsheet too. I don't know if I'll really have it advanced of enough level at that point. But just of some of the stuff, especially when there's pictures on Instagram, you know, kind of giving context for what's going on. Okay. Channing says Ausgroßer. I don't know how to say that. Okay, it's a long thing. Okay, you should learn this phrase. I believe you'll never forget these words after you learn them. All right, I'm going to copy and paste this sentence, which I have no idea what it means. And next week, I'm going to be sure to learn this phrase. All right, copy, paste without formatting. All right, I have this phrase. And again, no idea what it means. Can I note it down? Okay, I'm not sure why some of Hans Zan's messages have been disabled. Can't read whatever he said. And he says, you'll like it, I agree, and it's a clean sentence. Okay, good. So nobody tell me what it actually means. I'm gonna figure it out next week. Yeah, so I guess I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to request. If any of you guys have any really important suggestions that are just burning and just you know, just stick out right away for what I should be doing, what I should I don't know, what I should be working towards, what I should, what words, what sentences, what phrases I should be learning. I'm just open to hearing all suggestions. Okay, it could possibly be craft rather than mact, so make a note. Okay, I'll make a note of that too. Or Ausgroßer Kraft. Volksgroße Verantwortung. It should be interesting. Hi, Erasmus. Thanks for joining. Better late than never, I always say. Oh, he's asking. Ham is asking for my my Instagram. It's fingfam.languages. Okay, Erasmus. Yes, I am looking for resources. That's the purpose for this video. I don't know any German. Nothing. I'm starting from scratch. Next week, for those who are just joining me now, like Rasmus, next week, I'm going to be practicing German all day long, starting from zero. Okay, I know how to say Guten Tag and Auf Wiedersehen, or something like that. Auf Wiedersehen? I don't know. Don't answer that. I'm gonna learn it next week. I don't know any German, starting from scratch, and so I'm asking you guys for resources. What should I be doing next week in order to learn German quickly and from scratch? Okay. Hamza says, I know some Germans. I'll introduce them to you. Yeah. Should give them the link to my live stream for next week so that they can help me out. That would be great. Let's show this comment from Please Clap. All right, what do we got going on here? St. Louis. What else was I gonna say? Man, I had something else that I wanted to mention. Okay, so we talked about I'm gonna be doing probably some Skype sessions or Google Hangouts with viewers throughout the day. If anyone is willing to Skype with me in German for a little bit and can tolerate my terrible broken German. Lola CZ asks, why are you deciding to learn German? Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining, Lola. I'm not actually, I haven't decided to quote unquote learn German completely or fully, or I'm not going to be dedicating a lot of time to German. I'm dedicating one day to learning German because it's a language that I don't know anything about. I would like to learn more about the language. And most importantly, the real reason for this is I want to see how much of a language I can learn in one day of intensive study. It's going to be 12 hours. I'm going to be starting at probably 9 in the morning and going till 9 at night. Which, like I mentioned earlier in this video, real intense nonstop study like that is not the ideal way of learning languages. Okay, it's better to spread out learning over long periods of time. This is an experiment. This is just to see. First of all, I just love languages. So I know I'm going to have fun doing this. And second of all, I just want to see. I just want to see how much I can learn. Please Clap asks, are you using Link? Yes, I do use Link. I'll probably be doing that throughout the day, periodically, with the real basic mini stories or something like that. Okay, German is a good choice for this kind of experiment. Yeah, the reason I chose German is one, it uses the Latin alphabet, which is important because I don't want to be spending my whole day learning the Cyrillic alphabet or learning Korean. I guess probably Korean wouldn't be that difficult, but learning Japanese characters or something like that. German is close enough to the English that I'm not super afraid that I won't be able to do it or that I won't be wasting lots of time learning the alphabet. I know there's lots of resources, so I won't have trouble finding resources for that. I won't have trouble finding people to help throughout the day or people that, potentially would want to message me or Skype with me in German. Shouldn't be difficult. Okay, Pimsleur would be one way, but you won't have enough time for even level 1 in 12 hours. Yeah, actually, I mentioned this earlier. Pimsleur German. This is 12 CDs or 8 CDs, I think. I'll probably do the first 2 lessons. Okay, at least once each. That's an hour. And then if I decide to do them again, that's 2 hours. And then if I decide to go to level 3 and lesson 3 and lesson 4, that'll be, 3 or 4 hours of just Pimsleur. So I don't know how much I'm going to be doing that. But I will use it to some extent. I bought the whole CD and probably will only be using 1 or 2 of them. Actually, I bought this on eBay for like 20 bucks. So eBay is where I normally buy my Pimsleur CDs. Upload the audio files of Pimsleur to YouTube. Share the love. Well, I mean, technically, I'm going to be listening to it while it's going on, or while the live stream is happening. So, I guess now that I think about it, I'm not sure if that's legal or not. But technically, it's going to be more like a review rather than just uploading Pimsleur to YouTube. So that's probably legal. I'm going to go ahead and say that's legal because that's what I'm going to do. yeah, because I'm going to be commenting on the effectiveness and stuff of it. So, well, that's what I'm going to do. For German, there are 5 levels, so 150 lessons is 75 hours in total. Yeah, that's why I'm only doing the first 2 lessons, or potentially like 3 or 4 lessons. I mentioned I have Pimsleur German. I also have Benny Lewis language hack in German. I'm going to be watching Extra in German on YouTube, which is a TV show. It's like a TV show for beginner language learners. I used it. They have the same series in German, French, Spanish, and English. So I used that when I was learning French, used it when I was learning Spanish, and I've also used it when I was teaching people English. And so I'll be trying it out for German. It's pretty basic, and since I already know the story really well, I'll be able to follow along, even though I won't be able to grasp all the stuff that's happening in the movie, in the TV show. Learn German with Anya is this past summer, and she's from Germany, and she has a YouTube channel called Learn German with Anya. So I'll probably watch some of her videos on there. She's super nice, and her videos seem to be very fun. I've actually watched a few of her videos just because they were funny, and I didn't understand any of them. But it'll be interesting to actually try out her channel and watch her videos and see how much I can learn from them when I'm actually trying to learn German. She has a YouTube, she has a playlist that's German for absolute beginners, I believe. German for beginners or something like that. So I'll probably go through that playlist and watch a few of her videos on there. Okay, Rasmus says, well, I don't know if you will risk your video being taken down because even sometimes it happens. Sometimes the videos get blocked on copyright, or if it is audio, the video is being muted. Yeah, that I have a few videos where I've used Pimsleur during the video, and neither of them have been taken down or copyright strikes or anything like that. Because I think there is a clause on YouTube for saying if you're reviewing something, then it can stay up. I guess I probably will have to look into it. And he says, I'm sure that Aaron will only be uploading German Pimsleur in order to review it. He won't want to break the copyright. So just a taste of it. Right. So, or I suppose the other thing that I could do, if I was really worried about this, is I could put in headphones and listen to it. So that way people wouldn't be able to hear the audio, the Pimsleur audio, but they would be able to hear my response when I, Pimsleur, they give you an audio sound, they give you a file, a sentence, and then they pause and you respond. So that would be totally safe because it would only be my voice, which is not copyrighted. Okay, I believe Pimsleur Lesson 1 is on the Pimsleur site and it's free. Yeah, Pimsleur offers the first lesson for free on their site. Okay, yeah, first lesson is free, true. How often do you use Pimsleur? I asked because you turned me on to it and it's helped a lot. Yeah, I'm glad that I was able to turn you on to Pimsleur because it's been a huge help for me. I don't use it anymore because, well, the only reason I don't use Pimsleur anymore is because I've already completed all of the Pimsleur series for French, and my Spanish is well above the level that Pimsleur teaches you. If I had French Esperanto, I would be using it. Okay, I've already completed Pimsleur 5, and I'm pretty sure I even listened to most of the 5th Pimsleur course in French. I listened to most of that course twice. So I don't feel like I have a whole lot more that I can learn from it. Although still could help to review because you're still getting that good pronunciation practice. And the other reason I don't use it anymore is because I don't go to France that often. I spend a lot more time in Quebec, Canada, and I want to learn that variety of French. So I'm trying to stay away as much as possible from things that are going to teach me Parisian French and learn the Montreal dialect, which is a lot harder because there's not nearly as many resources out there for that. There's basically no resources that will just teach you Quebec French. So I have to just find Quebec bands and Quebec YouTubers and podcasters and stuff to listen to. Fortunately, I'm at the level now where that some of that more authentic material is more comprehensible to me in French. Okay, Andy says, okay, YouTube has been known to close down channels for breaking copyrights, and he says that's a good solution with the headphones. Yeah. Like I said, I'm gonna have to look into the copyright rules because I know for sure they have exceptions for if you're reviewing products and materials. I just don't know if that would necessarily be considered a review. But really, what they're concerned about is people that are just taking the material and uploading it to YouTube, right? For other people to do for free. They're not worried about. I don't think they're so much concerned about people that are like using the material and actually showing how they use it and interacting with it, right? They just don't want the material to be uploaded for free. But I probably will have to do the headphone thing, which is kind of sucks because I want my viewers to be able to hear what I'm listening to as well. Okay, Rasmus says, well, I remember several being muted when they played music, but maybe YouTube is not as strict about not music-related audios. Several videos. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. All I can say is I'm going to have to look into it. Okay. Please Clap says, don't worry about copyright. The most they will do is claim revenue. Yeah, that's true as well. I do have some videos that when I first started this channel, I didn't do any, all of my videos on this channel, like my first 10 videos or so, were just me uploading songs to YouTube and explaining those songs, whether for people that are learning English or for people that were learning Spanish. And I would explain like the vocabulary and stuff, and I would explain the grammar in the songs. And those videos they didn't get taken down, they didn't get muted, and they didn't get copyright strikes, even though they had copyright material on them. Okay. And the reason, and all they did, the only action that was taken on those videos is that I don't get ad revenue for those videos. Whatever band the song is from gets the ad revenue from those videos. So that was kind of their compromise, I guess. Okay. Lion says, go learn Swahili. So many languages, so little time. That's all I can say. Andy dabbles in Swahili, and it's fun. I'm sure it is. Okay. Why are all of Ham's videos comments getting blocked? Okay. If you want to upgrade your level in French, contact me on Instagram. Okay. Lion says, I'm learning French right now, and it's going well using Link, etc. I already speak Dutch, he says. Okay, German in the future for me because it won't be hard. Yeah, I hear that for those who speak German, Dutch is not difficult, and vice versa. And it's strange because German and English are actually somewhat closely related. They're both Germanic languages, right? So English is closer to German than it is to French or Spanish. So I'm kind of wondering, for those of you who have experience learning German or learning English, if you speak German, how close are they? What's the learning curve on that? If you can compare learning German to learning Chinese, right, or learning French or Spanish, German has cases, not fun. Yeah, that's one of the things that I've been kind of debating about. How much time this next Friday am I gonna be studying cases, right? I don't want to spend my day just learning the accusative and the nominative and the dative, right? I want to learn the things that are going to benefit me the most, given that I only have 12 hours. I'm going to try to optimize my learning. And I'm not going to be satisfied if after 12 hours of studying German, I have all my cases mastered and that's it, right? I want to learn vocabulary. I want to learn pronunciation as much as possible. I want to learn pronunciation to the point where I can at least be understood, or where people understand the words that are coming out of my mouth. That was ironic. I want where people can understand the words that are coming out of my mouth. And I want to just be comfortable speaking basic conversations. Even though I won't be able to say anything really advanced, I want to be able to communicate something right away, first day. Speak from day one, Benny Lewis. I agree. In fact, I'm going to read his little creed here. Should be in here. At least it was in his French and German, or French and Spanish book. Yeah, okay. I'm going to read his little thing, because at the beginning of his book, this is really cool. I like this. It says, I will speak German today and every day. Okay, I'm not going to be speaking German every day. I'm going to be learning German for one day, just to see. And who knows, maybe in the future, I'll pick it back up again. I will speak German today and every day, if only a little. I will feel awkward and uncomfortable at times, and that's okay. I will accept that the only way to speak perfectly is to first make mistakes. The only way to overcome my fear is to face it. The only thing preventing me from speaking German is speaking German. I will embrace my inner Tarzan. I will say things in German like, I Benny, me writer, I Ireland. I'll do this because I'm still learning and because I don't take myself too seriously. I will communicate effectively instead of perfectly. Over time, I will make massive leaps. I will build my me-specific scripts, mini monologues about myself. I will memorize these scripts and rely on them whenever I'm asked questions. I will discover time and time again that I can manage the most common situations I come across in a new language. I will quickly feel my confidence build as I equip myself with the language I need. I will speak at every opportunity and be an active participant in the language hacking community. I will learn from giving and getting feedback. I will build my skills day by day, piece by piece. I will learn smarter. I will be self-sufficient. I will make learning German part of my daily routine. I will become fluent faster than I ever imagined possible. I am a language hacker. All right. Now, I'm not going to be doing all of that. I'm not going to be doing everything that I just pledged to do. But I will be doing that stuff for a day. Okay. My goal is to learn to communicate something. Not to speak perfect grammar. Not to learn all of the cases perfectly. I want to be able to speak to someone. And by the end of the day, hopefully, if someone is willing, I'm going to pull out my iPad and have a Skype conversation with someone in German. It won't be good, won't be pretty, and I definitely won't have enough vocabulary to say what I need to say, but I'll say something, okay? And that'll make me feel accomplished. right, I missed a bunch of comments here. German and Dutch are very similar because they used to be one language a long time ago. Yes, along with English, actually. The beginning materials we've recommended to you today don't really go into cases in the first few lessons. Okay, well that's good because that's not what I'm going to be worried about. Rasmus says, well, for that, maybe you can use the numbers given by FSI, Foreign Service Institute. According to them, for an English speaker learning German to a good level will take 600 hours, and for Chinese, 2,000 hours. Okay, so German is like almost like just a little bit more than a quarter as difficult as Chinese, if you can trust that metric. And then he says, of course, some totally dismiss these numbers. I don't think you can learn a language just by talking. You need foundation in language first, or else you have nothing to say. Well, yeah, obviously, before you say stuff, you got to learn some stuff. So that's why I'm going to be starting with Pimsleur. I'll probably be doing some basic stuff on Link. Take the first few Duolingo lessons. Link will probably be later in the day, and we'll see if that is really effective or not. I've done reviews on Link before. I love Link. I think it's great. Highly recommend it. But for the very beginning, it's kind of small. We'll see. I'll try it. You know, after 10 hours of study, maybe I will have enough language in German to read some of the mini stories in German. Okay, I tried to say these numbers from memory. I just checked. For German, it's actually 750, and for Chinese, it's 2,200. Close enough. Okay, I've sent you a number of a German girl in Instagram. Cool. I'll have to check her out. Where did you send? Oh, you sent it on Instagram. Okay. If you spend any time on Link that day, the easiest module is probably German Link. Who is she? It's entertaining too. Cool. I'm going to put that down. German Link, who is she? And like I said, not exactly sure if I'll be using Link that day or not. If I do, it'll be later in the day after I've already had some basis for learning vocabulary and stuff. But again, if I do it, then I'll definitely be checking out that one. Okay, Aaron is just dabbling for a day, so the FSI statistics don't really. Yeah, he was saying that because I asked some question about it. Oh yeah, now I see that Andy saw that later on. Cool. Well, it's almost 11. My brother is coming over in a little bit, bringing over my nephew. So I'm going to be playing with my nephew for the day. And so does anyone have any other last minute suggestions before I go? I'm still looking for resources, music, YouTube channels, anything else that you might recommend for learning German. Things that have worked for you, things that have worked for other people. Just give it a minute here. And if no one has any other comments, then I'll say farewell. Did it freeze or something? Oh yeah, Rammstein. Rammstein, yeah. That's Du hast mich, right? Actually, I should, okay. I said I don't know any German. I do know a phrase in German that we learned in one of my French classes, in one of my linguistics classes. Okay, it wasn't a German class, it was a linguistics class. But in linguistics classes, you always get example sentences from every language. And there was one phrase that I learned. It's Die schlanke Frau aus Frankreich isst Kuchen mit Sahne. I don't even necessarily know what it means. It has something to do with a skinny woman eating cake or something like that. And then I learned, I didn't learn. Du hast mich, I think, is German for you have me, right? Because that's the Rammstein song, I believe, unless I'm thinking of someone else. Du hast mich, something like that. And then I know Teufelhunden because I was in the Marine Corps, and that's a common phrase. Because apparently the Germans during World War I called the Marines Teufelhunden, and it's been a badge of respect ever since. Devil dog, it means. Supposedly. I don't know. I don't speak German. Guess I'll find out. Okay, Deutsch Well has some good free German courses. Deutsch Well. Okay, I'm going to put that down, as well as Rammstein. Okay, got Wieso. I don't know how to say that. Wieso and Rammstein. And Deutsch Well. W-E-L-L-E. Is that right? Has some good free German courses. What is that, on YouTube or something? Deutsch Well? Deutsch Well is like BBC. Oh, cool. Okay, I will check that out. I'm going to be looking up some of these resources this week. Deutsch Well is like BBC for Germany. Deutsch Welle. Okay, well, yeah, so that shows you guys how much German I know. Deutsche Welle. Deutsche Welle. Okay, cool. Well, I'm going to get going. Thank you all for watching and for all your suggestions. Be sure to tune in next week, at least at some time during the day. Like I said, it'll probably be 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. And I'm looking forward to that. So I'll see you guys then.